smoke continued to pour into the sky Sunday morning from the battered brick shell of a building that had housed the Old Market Sam's Pub. A 3-alarm fire gutted the landmark structure Saturday. Firefighters stood guard in sub-zero temperatures throughout the night, pumping water onto the fire-scarred building. There were fears that the century-old structure couldn't hold up to the stress, that it might collapse. "We've had a partial collapse of the basement area in M's Pub, which has made the firefighting efforts very difficult," said Omaha Fire Chief Chief Kanger. "As you can tell, the conditions out here are very cold. We've got some mechanical issues with pumps that are starting to freeze up. We've got a lot of water on the ground. Crews were being rotated often. These types of buildings have a brick exterior and a wood frame interior, which makes a collapse potential very real for our people," added Chief Kanger. Fire crews were rotated to the scene in bitter cold temperatures overnight. They kept hot spots in check to keep any remaining threats from spreading to neighboring buildings. The nearby buildings were evacuated as the fire spread Saturday. There was no immediate head count on the number of people displaced from the lofts on the upper floors. The Red Cross is assisting Old Market residents. Those displaced by the fire are asked to go to the Residence Inn at 106 South 15th Street. Those who want to help the fire victims can phone 1-800 Red Cross. The area of 10th to 13th Streets, Howard to Harney and 11th Street from Farnham to Jackson is close to pedestrians and vehicles. The blaze at South 11th and Howard Streets was reported just before 3 p.m. A second alarm was called in around 3:45 p.m. and a third just before 7:30 p.m. Witnesses told WOWT6 News they detected the strong smell of gas right before there was an explosion. One said she felt a rumble and tried to get out. The others saw people leaving the restaurant bleeding from being cut by flying glass and debris. The whole building shook with the explosion. "Smoke started filling. I'm on the 4th floor," said resident Rebecca Keating Leffler. "The smell of gas on 11th and Howard was so awful I couldn't breathe. So I pulled my car into the alley and I ran upstairs and dropped off my work. I called 911 to tell them about the gas, that I could smell the leak, and I ran to my neighbors and knocked on their doors to tell everyone to get out. We tried to get on the elevator and got stuck in the elevator on the 2nd floor. But it opened up, but we came running out and they were evacuating." The explosion took place at M's and people were screaming and running out of there trying to get away from the fire. One man was taken by ambulance to Nebraska Medicine with cuts to his face. Gas techs were able to shut off the gas to the building at about 4:30 p.m. "You could tell it wasn't a car accident, so I ran around the corner and that's when I saw the flames. I came to see if I could help," said witness Richard Bronner. "It seemed like it was spreading. It came up the side of the building pretty quickly, and at that point that's when the fire department and the police told us to step back." Mike Vask is manager of Jams near M's Pub. "We're filled with smoke. We just sent our staff away. Not sure if we are going to be able to open or not. Safety is a concern. Want to make sure it's cleared out for them. The cause of the fire is under investigation." Witnesses tell WOWT6 News they saw crews working in the area just before the blast and fire. MUD says none of its crews were working there at the time. WOWT spoke with M's Pub owner Ron Samuelson by phone. Samuelson was in Phoenix Saturday awaiting a flight back to Omaha. He was told 3 people were injured, but were all treated and released. Samuelson is being kept up to date on the fire and plans to speak with WOWT6 News on Sunday, once he's had a chance to assess the damage. Upon hearing the news, Arnie Breslow of the Old Market South Neighborhood Association said, "To say the least, I'm sick to lose those buildings. It makes you heartsick." He is glad no one was seriously injured or killed, since the Old Market is a historic place and tourist attraction. The destruction is a big hit to the neighborhood and a huge loss for the metro. "We are more than willing to grab a hold and lead the effort, hold a meeting and see what plans come out of it. It's important that we rally and bring that back as soon as we can."